All right, we are live, rocking and rolling.
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there?
Hello,
today?
good afternoon on a beautiful Friday afternoon.
On a beautiful Friday afternoon. My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlyn Mendoza, and we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We are located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the east coast of the United States, and have been practicing immigration law for 23 years now. We have a wonderful, wonderful team of lawyers, paralegals, legal assistants, client service specialists, intake specialists, our whole team, and they're awesome. Really
hello to the team. Yeah, we know you guys aren't watching, but hi anyway.
Yes, hello to the team.
They're definitely doing other things.
Yes,
except
yes.
Rhea. Rhea's here.
That's right.
Hi,
that's
Rhea.
Right.
How
Great
are you?
Marketing people as well. Rhea, hopefully joining us.
Thanks for the love.
So we do this every Friday. We come to you and do this live cast, and also hello to all of our TikTok fans out there.
Oh man,
I know.
You're like boomer status now.
I just went officially into boomer status. For those of you who are old enough to remember what TikToks are, TikTok folks here, we've got all of our followers.
We're younger than boomers, guys.
On TikTok joining us, and so if you have questions, bring them. We do this every Friday from noon to 1, and we answer your immigration questions, and we give you updates if there are any. But I do have to warn you about one thing, that what we do here is for informational, educational, and
entertainment.
That's right, entertainment
purposes only.
It is not legal advice. So please don't take anything we say here as actual legal advice. If you want legal advice, we are happy to give it to you once you become our client. All right.
So we shall get going here. If you guys have any questions, start posting them up. I want to give an immigration update on something that's new, just came out. Basically, it's called the family reunification parole process. And a lot of people have been contacting our office about it. And it does impact people who are, and I'm reading because again, it's new and exciting, but it is quite limiting. So the bottom line is to try to reunify families, right? So people who have filed I-130 petitions and they're waiting for a visa to become available. The family reunification process basically allows the beneficiaries to come to the United States while waiting for that visa to become available. And so right now, the one that just got announced there, it's very limited and only applies to, I'm looking for the countries here on what I'm reading. So I'm scrolling, but it applies to if you have an I-130 petition approved and you have to be invited. And so a lot of people are calling like, is this real? Can we actually do this? There has to be an invitation letter and it's going to come by mail. And so we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen an invitation letter yet and what that looks like. And so we're still also kind of going through this process, but I'm still looking for the countries here. It's sorry about this, guys. I don't want to do it from memory because like I said, it's new. And let me see here. Where are the countries on this? This is
and while she's looking for that, I just want to let the folks over here on TikTok know that we answer the questions in the order they come in. So if you load your question multiple times, that won't speed anything up. We're just going to go to them one at a time in the order that they come in.
Yep.
All right.
So sorry, it's these lights right here. The countries were right in front of my face. So nationals from Colombia, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. This is the most recent countries announced that the beneficiaries from these countries, the beneficiaries of unapproved I-130 petition, if you are from Colombia, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, you may be invited to be paroled into the United States while you are waiting for your visa to become available. So you can come join your family here in the United States, and it allows for reunification of the family. So more on that as we learn more, and the process of how it's working and what this invitation letter looks like. Our clients so far, we have not gotten any invitation letters, but apparently you have to have an invitation letter first before you can apply. So just that quick note, if you don't have an approved I-130 petition, or if you're not from one of these countries that I mentioned, or is it and you did not get a letter of invitation to participate in this program, then this does not apply to you. An example would be, say you have an approved I-130 petition, but you're from the Philippines. This does not apply to you, unfortunately. So anyhow, more on that. Just wanted to give you that quick update. You're going to have to read questions, by the way.
Yeah, I would definitely read the questions. And also a quick shout out before we get to some of these questions as they're loading up. We had a really nice time last night. We went to a retirement party for a colleague of ours, and Jennifer Stanton. Congratulations to Jennifer Stanton.
Congrats, Jennifer.
She just retired, and she is one of our very, very, very first mentors. I mean, over 20 years ago, I can remember calling her with all kinds of very obscure little questions, and she was always awesome and super gracious about answering them. So thanks to her. And then we had dinner afterward at Glasslight in downtown Norfolk. If you have not been to Glasslight, if you're local here and you have not been to Glasslight for dinner on Granby Street in downtown Norfolk, you have to go. It is fantastic.
Mind blown.
Absolutely.
Always, every time we go there, and it's always a treat. And yeah, it was a surprise. John booked a reservation for us, and the place where the retirement party was right next door to Glasslight.
2 doors down. It worked out perfectly. So
yeah,
congrats to Jennifer, and thanks again, Jennifer.
Yeah, mentors are super important, and Jennifer was a great mentor.
Okay.
All right. So let's grab a question here. Go ahead and grab a question on TikTok. I see it's getting lit up over there.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to concentrate right now in the summer because of soccer camps.
Oh, guys, that speaking of which, we are ending about 10 minutes early today because we are going to go get our daughter from soccer camp and watch a couple of her games.
Yeah. Today's the tournament. Football is life.
Football is life.
Okay. So the very first question we had up here on TikTok was from Darwin. He says, hello, how long is the wait for an I-485 to get approved after biometrics from a citizen spouse?
Yeah. So Darwin, it depends on what city you're in and the field office where your city, where the field office is located, and how you can take a look at just kind of average case times. It is posted on the USCIS website. Simply just Google USCIS processing times, and then it will pop up. You put your application form number into the box there. It's going to be the I-485. Then you choose the type of application. You're going to choose it's going to be a family application because it's based on your marriage to U.S. citizen spouse. And then you'll check to the city where your field office is. And so if you are in Los Angeles, California, for example, you'll check Los Angeles, California, and then the processing time will pop up underneath. Here in our jurisdiction, it's 19 and a half months.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps you and everyone else who has processing time questions.
Yeah. Good luck, Darwin.
Good luck, Darwin. Right. We have a good friend named Darwin.
We do have a good friend named Darwin.
All right, here. Lovely is complaining about internet. Sorry.
And also she says she can't hear us. Is anybody else having trouble hearing us?
Let me see. Any other?
It could be because of her internet.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah. If anyone else out there, if you're having trouble hearing us, please let us know so that we can make any adjustment that needs to be made. It's showing up here that everything's working, but you never know.
Not the internet. So we got this Nikki's question.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
All right. Nikki says, I had my immigrant visa interview on March 7th at the U.S. Embassy in London.
Okay.
Even though I had my original marriage license that was mailed to us in the original envelope, it was apparently a photo upon. So there's more to this.
There we
Yeah,
go.
here.
Oops. Here, go ahead and read it over there.
It apparently was a photocopy. I got hold of my hubby right away in California, and he went to the county clerk's office as soon as they opened and got the color copy with a seal. He sent it to me right away with FedEx to get it 2 days later. Later on that same day, I received an email from the embassy asking for it.
Let's
see if there's any more
the
there.
question is long. Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, I don't know.
You got to get it turned in. I'm sure hopefully that's what the question is. And sometimes they will, it'll show up in your account as, sometimes it will show up as declined, but don't freak out about that. Typically you're just going to have to submit the additional document and information that they need. Okay.
All right. Hope that helps, Nikki. Sorry, that was a little disjointed, but the question was too long to fit there. Okay. Mom Life 93 over here.
Mom Life. Mom Life 2023.
Yeah, Radlyn knows all about Mom Life. We have 3 daughters. Mom Life 93 wants to know, what is the Mexican consulate? I was told to go there to get a copy of my birth certificate from Mexico.
What is the Mexican consulate? Oh, okay. I see.
So I guess
where is, I mean, the Mexican consulate, they're most, I don't know this for sure, but there most likely is one in Washington, D.C. And if you were told to get a birth certificate, then you would have to reach out to the Mexican consulate. And depending on where you're located, they have them in larger cities. And the foreign consulates are in charge of helping their citizens get birth certificates and marriage certificates and documents like that. So if you need to get your birth certificate, probably they told you, hey, this is a good place to start. Go to the Mexican consulate. It is not a U.S. embassy. It is not a U.S. consulate in Mexico. They're not going to have your birth certificate if you're born in Mexico. So yes, you got to go to the Mexican consulate. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question and not just repeating your question. You know how sometimes you have a question like, did I just repeat the question?
Yeah. Good luck, Mom Life 93.
Yep. Okay, we're over here. I'm glad you can see this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Jackie wants to know, this is more of an open-ended, but can you guys please discuss religious and moral waivers for vaccination? What's the chance of getting approved when adjusting status? What do I need to prepare?
So I can't really speak to religious and moral waiver for the vaccination. I have not we have not done one. I mean, I have not personally done a waiver for that. And I'm not even sure if our office has done a waiver for that. We may have, our other attorneys may have. So unfortunately, I can't even, I mean, I can begin to answer the question. And the answer to the question is USCIS is going to have the requirements for that on their webpage, as well as, what they expect. And of course you can do research to see what's required for that. And you can also take a look at the regulations and see what they are. And oftentimes there's going to be some case law as well when you're doing your research. So there's a lot that goes into something like this. And if you came to our office and you said, hey, we want you to prepare this waiver, we would do exactly that and do the research, find out what has been done before, what has been approved, what hasn't been approved, and based on that information, put the best case forward. Our daughter is doing an internship, and she's really struggling. Like, she's really struggling with just the requirements of the internship and not knowing what to do. And I said, "Hey, Mia, I want to tell you something." And she's like, okay. I was just trying to make her feel a little bit better. I was like, every immigration case that I've ever done, there's always been a first one.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been a first one. And so my point is, even though we haven't done a waiver before, or if there's an immigration case that we are interested in doing and taking, like, filing a lawsuit, the first time I filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government and USCIS and the Department of Homeland Security is so super scary to me, right? Because I didn't know how to do it. Now it's whatever, we do it. But there is a lot of information out there, a lot of resources out there on how to properly file this waiver. I just have not had the opportunity to do so. So good luck. And if you need legal assistance and you want us to help you with that, rest assured we would get it done and follow all of the things that would make your case stronger.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that helps. See, that was basically me trying to answer the question, because we're still here. We're still able to assist.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and speaking of which, if you are trying to reach us, you can contact us. Our phone number is 757-464-9224, or you can shoot us an email, info@gmlaw.net. We are a full-service immigration law firm. We do both family immigration as well as business immigration. And that brings us to our next question. Speaking of business immigration, here Christian on TikTok wants to know, can I get a green card if my employer wants to sponsor it? I'm a lawyer in my country and the US, and he wants me to help him handle all of the legal aspects for trading between the US and my country.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you can get a green card for that. Depending on what the setup is, I mean, the employer, the company can do a perm application for you, also known as labor certification. Maybe you have something like that already set up in your country and you want to do a startup here in the United States. That could be done as well. But I think the specific question is, can this law firm sponsor? And yeah, the answer is yes, they can. All right. So another thing I want to point out, Rhea, who wears many hats in our law firm, she was initially hired to help us with our social media and keeping track of everything. So she actually, posts up our live. And so I asked Rhea today to, whenever there's a question, we're going to put the time that the question was answered. So for those on TikTok, if we answer your question and you want to go back and listen to it, come to our Facebook page. You'll see in the comments what the question was and the minute that we answered the question, the time that we answered the question. So hopefully this will just be more helpful for everyone. I mean, who wants to sit through, albeit super entertaining, live stream
and informative
and educational. But if you want to just go to the question, or maybe you see a question, you can go right to that time, and hopefully that's more helpful and it helps more people. All right. So are we over here on the?
Okay, let me see, because Nikki had the multi-part question, and then we have Lovely has a question there that's not in English.
She's talking about her signal some more, and she's happy that we're back.
Fantastic. All right, so good. At least one of us can read Tagalog. That's good.
Jackie. And that's Nikki's question again.
Okay, then we're up to Richard here.
Okay. Speaking of the devil.
Okay, Richard's question. My wife and I. My wife and I filed for permanent resident status, and there was some question about.
Sorry.
And there was some question about her middle name. As a Filipino, she dropped her mother's last name as her middle name and is now using her last name as her middle name.
Yeah. So who asked the question?
That was Richard.
No, I'm sorry. What was the USCIS or?
My wife and I filed for permanent resident status, and there was some question about, it doesn't say, about
Okay.
her middle name. As a Filipino, she dropped her mother's last name as her middle name and is now using her last name as her middle name.
Gotcha. So this is a very common issue here. And so if you're filing for lawful permanent resident status and you're filing for the adjustment of status and you got married here in the United States, and as Richard says, um, the the middle name that is on your birth certificate is dropped, right? And then you kind of scoot your maiden name into the middle name position, then you take on your husband's last name. So what immigration USCIS is going to do in a case like this, when you're at your interview, or say they send you a request for evidence, you're like, where did this name come from? You just made up a name, right? Because that's not what we do here in the United States. And it's not necessarily going to.
Yeah, he added the now USCIS is questioning that.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily going to fly because you really just made up a name. That's not what we do in the United States. If the marriage was, and I was an immigration officer explained this to me, this happens a lot. If a marriage occurs in the Philippines and you do this, the officer said that's fine because that's what they're able to do by law in the Philippines. But here, what's most likely going to happen is they're going to take the name on the birth certificate and just add your husband's last name. So if we have, okay, Richard Melman, let's just say wife's name is Teresita Christina Ruiz. Okay. So Teresita Christina Ruiz, let's say Teresita De Leon Ruiz, right? You would basically have to keep that middle name as De Leon, which is your mother's maiden name, and then change your last name to Melman. Does that make sense? It was confusing.
Sorry.
Do we have a child issue?
Sorry, everyone.
Did she run out of gas or what's happening?
No, it's not an emergency. It's a small emergency, but it's contained.
Does it deal with money?
Okay.
Usually when there are small emergencies in our household dealing with
Yeah.
our children, it normally deals with money issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Who can relate? Who can relate here? Anyway, Richard, I hope that it wasn't super confusing, but you're going to have to.
Yeah, sorry, gang. We got in a gut.
Yeah, you're going to have to just explain why that is, and usually the officer is going to say, "Hey, you can't do that. So here's what your name is going to be." Okay. We try to get away with it, but half the time it works and half the time it doesn't.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm monitoring my phone as well. Okay, so the next question over here on, and Richard said, yeah, they can hear us loud and clear. Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
all right.
That was what we were hoping. Yer wants to know, can you apply for a U1 while waiting for marriage-based green card?
Can you apply for U1?
While waiting for a marriage-based green card.
Why would you want to do that? Are we talking about a U visa? I mean, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Skip. No, sorry. I want to be helpful. If you're, I'm not sure if we're talking about a U visa. Why would you apply for a U visa while you're doing a marriage-based green card?
Yeah.
So
here, maybe you can give us some more information.
And you know, the question that I'm asking, I don't want the person to think, okay, well, that means no, I can't do it. I'm just curious as to why one would do that. Because a marriage-based green card is going to be faster than getting a green card through the U visa process. All right.
Okay, and before we hop over there, Charlie Tab over here says, "Hello, attorneys. I'm a big fan and aspiring attorney taking the bar this month."
Oh my
All
gosh, that's
right.
amazing.
Oh, that's right. It's July. Are you in Virginia, Charlie? Maybe all the states' bars are in July. I don't really know. I know Virginia's bar was in July.
Charlie, listen, take that bar, pass that bar. Want to be an
Yeah.
immigration lawyer.
Good
Let's
luck,
go.
Charlie. That's what he says. He says, "I'm a big fan. Attorneys, any tips starting out as an immigration attorney?"
Any tips starting out as an immigration attorney? Well, I would say don't do it like we did it. That would be my number one tip. And how we did it is pretty much opened up our law firm right after law school. That was not the smartest thing to do, but we did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are talking to us when we're in our 23rd year of having our
Right.
law office open and not the first year that we had our law office open. Now, I'm not saying new lawyers are bad or anything. It's just that we running the business as well as practicing immigration law was really challenging and difficult. And we did not have a mentor to actually teach us immigration law.
That's right. We talked about Jennifer at the beginning of the broadcast, but that she was not an immigration law mentor.
Yeah.
She was a criminal defense mentor, primarily of mine.
Right. And John started out doing criminal defense, and I started out doing immigration law, and we did it together. And it was really hard to learn immigration law without a mentor in the office. And I would what's the tip? The tip is to mentor up.
Yeah, the tip is to get some. It's hard to just do it right out of the gate. It's a really dense, complex area of law, and you want to be careful dabbling in it. So
yeah, and take a look at some of the resources for young attorneys at American Immigration Lawyers Association, AILA. They have join AILA. They have a huge library of videos and CLEs and things where you can learn and also go in person to a continuing legal education for beginners. That would be my tip.
Yep.
And thanks for coming on here and being a big fan. We're happy to talk to you anytime.
Yeah, and good luck with the bar. Just keep moving. Don't remember, you got to finish. Just keep moving.
Yeah, just keep it's like childbirth.
Don't linger too long on any question. Keep going. Okay.
And do a lot of practice tests.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Where are we? Are we here?
Keep going. Okay, here we go. This is the next one.
Okay, Rona.
This is another very long one. Rona says, and it's getting cut off at the end as well. So, my husband will be migrating to the U.S. on an IRS visa. He was petitioned by his adult.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. IR5 visa. I was thinking IRS visa. My brain was. Adult son from his ex-wife. Me and my 2 minor kids have valid tourist visas. We plan to visit him this December. Is it possible for us to file an adjustment of status based on the August visa bulletin, assuming it stays the same by December? I understand we have to wait for a minimum of 90 days before it can be filed. I'm also a U.S. licensed nurse, no pending EB3 petition. So is it possible to get an EAD so that?
Rona, this is a big question.
Yeah.
I will answer it very succinctly. Anything is possible. So it is possible. Whether it's advisable, that's another question. But it is possible. Yeah. And
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rona, you really should reach out to our office, not just for, just a very basic consultation, although that would be a start, but you really should have a strategy session with Radlyn about what your options are here. Be my advice to you.
But great questions, chock full of issues.
Yeah.
Chock full of issues that need to be addressed, as well as just making sure that everything that you do is in line with success in the future for your green card case.
Right. Doable, but complicated. And Charlie, that's a perfect example. when you're coming right out of law school, starting immigration, and you get hit with a question like that, you're gonna have a very difficult time. Radlyn will have not a difficult time with it.
Right. Well, I definitely probably asked 25, not 25 people, but we did have a mentor, Jim Tom Haynes. We still have a mentor. He's retired now. Jim Tom, thanks for putting up with all of my questions as a newbie immigration lawyer 25 years ago.
All right.
All right.
Okay, we ready to jump over here? Leo
Yes.
wants to know, how long does it take for VAWA to be approved?
A long time. Years. Can take years.
Yeah.
But Leo, if you didn't catch what I said about processing times, you can look up processing times and find out how long USCIS is taking to approve the I-360 and then the accompanying I-45 if you file that concurrently. Hopefully that helps.
Okay, and also kind of a general question before we get to another one with some details. Question here, we get this one a lot as well. What does it mean when your USCIS account says that it's past your processing time? Can we get one of these?
Yeah, I mean, it basically just means that is that what the message is? Past the processing time?
Yeah. Outside processing time.
Outside of processing times,
She
yeah.
said past, but I'm assuming.
Yeah. If it says outside of processing times, then you may be able to do an immigration inquiry. I am not in the USCIS system very often. Our attorneys are, paralegals are, but I'm not in the weeds of the notifications. But if it does say outside processing times, if that's what it says, then you may be able to make an inquiry about that. If your case is within processing times, we can't make an inquiry when it's still within processing times. And where you see processing times, again, you Google USCIS processing times and see how long your particular case is taking. And if your case is still processing within those timeframes, then you really can't make an inquiry about it. So hopefully that helps. We have gotten a variation of that question. I'm just not sure whether that's exactly what it said, case outside of processing times, which is your case is taking longer to process than normal. And, again, we always have to check back to see what the posted case processing times are to see whether there's going to be anything that we can do about that. All right.
Hope that helps. This is an interesting question. Hi, attorney. This is from Novum via. Hi, attorney. I've been to the U.S. with a J1 visa. I'm assuming they meant since last 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I have an authorized job for 3 months, but I didn't apply my tax return since I don't have my W-2 form. Now I'm applying for a widow visa married to a U.S. citizen. My question is, would it affect my visa application during the embassy interview, or should it be okay, or will it be okay?
Right. So, first off, sorry for your loss. That's tough. Secondly, the question here is, haven't filed my tax return, right? I have not filed a required tax return in the United States. Is that going to impact my ability to immigrate to the United States as a lawful permanent resident? There is not that question on the questionnaire. I mean, the questions that you have to answer in order to immigrate to the United States, whether you file your tax returns. It is a question on the naturalization application, but it is not a question on the I-485. Now, that said, is it going to be a problem at your interview? Based on what's on the application, I say that it should not be, but sometimes officers have a different way of looking at things, and so can it come up? Yes, it can come up. You'll have to explain why you did not file that tax return if it does come up, but it is not a qualifying question on the DS-260 application in order to become a lawful permanent resident of the United States. All right.
Okay. Let's see here. Another question over here. My mom is a PRC holder. Can she petition my unmarried sister and her minor child at the same time?
Yeah. So mom is a permanent resident. Everyone says LPR is like LPR, PRC,
Yeah.
permanent resident card holder.
Yep.
LPR holder. Can she petition unmarried sister? Yes. Lawful permanent residents can petition for their unmarried children, no matter how old that child is. And your mom is not going to have to actually file a separate I-130 petition for her grandchild. She's not going to be able to do that. It's not a category. But as the derivative beneficiary of your sister's daughter, she would just be listed on the I-130 petition application. If she remains unmarried and under the age of 21 when the visa becomes available, and even if she ages out, we would have to check to see if Child Status Protection Act applies. She would be able to immigrate with your sister. There's a lot of things happening today.
Mm-hmm. We've got car alarms going off outside now as well. It's been slightly distracted, but okay. What's next?
And we're leaving 10 minutes early.
Yeah, actually 15.
But these are awesome questions today.
Yeah, they are awesome questions today.
Let me do a reintroduction.
Absolutely. I'll do a reintroduction.
You do the reintroduction.
For those of you just joining us, my name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlyn Mendoza. We are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza.
Do you like how I always wave?
Yeah, I like that. That's
nobody. Are you guys waving back to me?
Absolutely. And we come to you and we do this broadcast every Friday from noon to 1 here on TikTok and Facebook at the same time. So bring your questions and we try to answer them. We do our best, but I have to tell you that what we do here as a warning is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not legal advice.
Not legal advice. Legal advice. I don't know if we did a shout out. Did we do a shout out to your mom and Dan? If they're
I don't
watching.
think we did.
And shout out to my mom.
Right. My mom and my nephew Daniel James, they join us every Friday. So
we don't always see them in the comments, but they always swear that they're here. Yeah. It's 12:41 a.m. in the Philippines right now. So Mom, thank you for staying up and watching me. And somebody's car alarm is going off. Okay.
Let's see if we have any more over there before we pop over here to TikTok again.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, those were more questions about this was the question involving the name. He said they issued her social security number with no middle name.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So Alberto, he says, hello, yes, I have been inside the U.S. for 2 years and I have evidence of credible fear. Can I still apply for asylum? Generally speaking, you have to, well, they just changed the rules. They just changed the rules on asylum. Alberto, give us send us a message through Messenger. And Rhea, if you can just kind of reply to him with a link to our Messenger, if we can actually do that. And we will refer you to an attorney that has assisted our clients in applying for asylum and determining whether they are eligible for asylum.
Right.
I don't want to, because they just changed the rules on asylum, but I don't actually know what they are. So give us shoot us a message through Messenger and we will get you in touch with that law firm.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Uppity Ike over here wants to know, is there any way to get an accurate NVC status for a fiance visa? We have not received a welcome letter and it has been over 60 days.
I see what you're saying. I think what you're talking about is after the I-129F fiance visa petition is approved and then it goes to the National Visa Center. Sometimes it takes 45 to 60 days before that actually gets to National Visa Center. And the question is there any way to follow up on that, right? That's the question. I know that NVC has well, it's going to be hard to do that without a number. You can try to reach out to them through their info system and ask about it, but there is no case number, so it might be kind of hard to follow up with that. But just so you know, and you probably already realized this, that the K1 process, it just takes a really long time. That transfer, we have seen it longer than 60 days. So you may want to just wait another couple of weeks and see if something comes around. Usually what happens is when you ask the question and we answer the question, then you're going to get it in your mailbox. So
That's right.
hopefully that's good luck for you. But if not, try manifesting, right? Try going into, try to make an inquiry into their portal. But again, I'm a little doubtful at how far that will go because you don't have a case number. So wait a little bit longer. It's not super cause for concern.
All right. Okay. Grace over here. Do we have anything over here that we want to address? That's what I was just looking at.
This one right here.
Yep, there we go.
Eleanor
wants to know, how can I request for another copy of the notice of approval and welcome letter? Good morning from Cebu, Philippines. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Another copy of notice of approval. How do we do that? I'm going to have to get back with you on that, Eleanor. Hey, Rhea, can you mark that one down? Are we talking about an I-130? Well, tell me what it is, and maybe I can help you a little bit more. I would have to go back to my team about how we are getting duplicate notices. I know that they do take a long time from when I used to request duplicate notices, but I'll have to get back with you on that, Eleanor. Great question. Did you lose it? Maybe you did. And the other thing is you may or may not need that.
All right.
Might be through MVC. I think maybe that's what the question is. A little bit more clarification, Eleanor, and hopefully we'll be able to help you better.
Okay, moving back over to TikTok here. Grace wants to know, I guess it's worded differently, but I think the question is, haven't filed tax returns last year and wants to become a citizen,
Yeah.
and wants to know if she should wait to file for naturalization, whether she should wait till the tax returns have been filed before she moves forward with any naturalization stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's the essence of the
you
question.
should file your taxes before filing for naturalization. It is a specific question on the N400 application, and if you've requested a late filing of it, then no, you don't have to wait. You have official notification that you have requested the late filing and are authorized to file it late, then no, you don't have to wait to do that. But I would, if that's not the case, if you just didn't file it, I would go ahead and file that before applying. So we have 3 minutes left. We're taking 10 minutes. We're ending 10 minutes early, guys, so we can watch our daughter's soccer game. But so do we have, okay, I'm here now.
Okay. Next question here. Oh, wait. Oh, and there's
Sue's here too. Yeah. Hi, Sue.
I see my aunt is joining us as well. Oh yeah, we have more questions here, so let's get to them.
Okay.
And May says, thank you for taking the time to do this. Can I do a consultation by phone with you? And is there a fee? Absolutely, you can do a consultation by phone. We have clients all over the country, all over the world. And so we do all of our consultations through telephone and Zoom. And you can absolutely schedule a consultation with us. The consultation fee is $295. Best money you'll ever spend, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Money back guarantee. I like how you said telephone. That was so cute.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So is it yeah, May, we'd be happy to talk to you if it's a problem that we can help you solve, for sure. So, guys, when you call our office, our team is going to ask you some questions, and we help with certain types of cases. We don't do all immigration cases, so you will go through a little bit of a screening with our intake team to see if it's something that we would be setting up a consultation for. And if we can help you, we'd love to talk to you. And if we can't help you, oftentimes we're able to kind of point you in the right direction. Many times people are just asking for just a couple of questions, information only. And that's what our live stream is for. You can come here and ask us some questions, info only, and also take a look at our website. We have a lot of resources there, and our TikTok.
TikToks, absolutely. Radlyn answers a lot of frequently asked questions and addresses a lot of common issues through her TikTok. So
Yeah.
you should go start scrolling through there. I mean, you're going to be scrolling on your phone anyway, admit it. So you may
Might
as well be.
I
on
mean,
her
I
TikTok
admit
page.
that I rewatch my videos just for entertainment purposes. Okay, actually, and I'm going to do a TikTok on family reunification because I completely messed it up at the beginning of this video. So check there to see what's going on with family reunification.
All right, everybody. I know we have a lot of questions that are still there. We're going to have to wait and take them next Friday. It's 12:50, and as Radlyn and I said at the beginning, we have to cut out early today so that we can catch our daughter's soccer tournament.
Yep.
And
Maria Faye, reach out to us, please. You need
Yeah.
a consultation, and we can help.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next Friday. Bring your questions. We got answers. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Lots of love to you guys. Have a
Yeah.
wonderful weekend.
Okay, take care, everyone.
Alrighty.